14th Amendment has cost the U.S. billions, and birthright citizenship, he said, will end one way or the other. Joining us this midday to talk about this from a legal perspective, attorney Tom Spiggle of the Spiggle Law Firm, and we turn to Tom from time to time to get his view on things. Great to have you with us today. Short answer here, the president thinks he can do this with an executive order. What do you think?
David, my only thank for having me on. The answer is an easy one, no. He cannot do it with an executive order. It's not even a close call.
It's a constitutional amendment. There are ways set forth in the Constitution about how to do that, and one of them doesn't say just by executive fiat.
Exactly right. It's laid out in Article 5. It's a difficult process, as it should be, to amend the Constitution, and you're going to find nothing in there that says an executive order can be used to modify the Constitution. So I think this is primarily a political move to reach out to his base. But there's no way he can amend the Constitution with an executive order.
And he's getting a lot of pushback, not only from Democrats, but from Republicans as well. We heard from Speaker Ryan saying that it was not possible. But Trump says he's already talked to his lawyers about it, and he plans on proceeding. He's doubling down on it, in fact, in his latest tweet. Yeah. So say that he, by some way, prevails in this matter. What would happen at that point? Would we have a court fight?
Yeah, I'm sure to be immediately challenged in the courts as being unconstitutional, and he would almost certainly lose that fight.
It reminds me of in the hours almost after his inauguration, when he instituted the Muslim ban, that it was written by maybe not even a first-year law student, but the first time it went before a federal court, they tossed it right back out and said, you can't do this. You have to think that would happen here too.
I think that's exactly right, and he had more leeway there, with what he was doing here. I don't think you'll find a legal scholar or a lawyer who will say that he's going to be able to get this done with an executive order.
Some conservatives have argued that the 14th Amendment was only intended way back when it was written to provide citizenship to children who were born in the U.S., to lawful individuals, people who came to this country legally. Is there some kind of wiggle room there and for the president?
I don't think so. I think this is one where, Justice Scalia would roll over in his grave. Like the Constitution says what it says, and it applies to the children of illegal immigrants.
If you're looking at it from the standpoint of a strict constructionist, and that's what, for example, Justice Kavanaugh was held up as being. I don't think it's going to take him particularly long. I don't presume to speak for the justice, but if past his prologue here, that's a no in my view. Anyway.
I think that's exactly right. I mean, he's supportive of a broad executive authority, but I think reading the text of the Constitution, it doesn't seem to leave much wiggle room.
If you're a literalist, that's pretty straightforward.
And when you look at this historically speaking, how has this law been applied in the past? And has there been any areas where it's been misapplied in the past?
I don't think there's an area that I can point to that's been misapplied. It's been upheld by the Supreme Court in this instance as applying to children of illegal immigrants. So the precedent is pretty clear. So I don't think you find an example of courts misusing it. Are there policy arguments one could make? Of course, but not strong legal ones against the 14th Amendment and its interpretation.
Tom Spiggle with the Spiggle Law Firm. Good to have your perspective on this very important and timely issue, especially as we head into the midterm elections and immigration seems to be heating up.
Thanks for
Tom,
having me.
thank you.
Okay.
One of the unofficial